Actually, I installed one Ubuntu machine and one CentOS machine.
Okay.
Udemy is up, but the IP address is showing the same. So do we need to change the IP address for one of the machine?
Actually, not required. Vagrant will assign two different IP addresses. I'm not sure why it's showing same IP address. Can you restart the machine, reboot or something?
Oh, okay.
One of the machines
After
reboot.
the procedure I did was I used the Git bash. I created one directory called Vagrant in one Git and another in the Vagrant one.
Mm-hmm.
So Vagrant file I have inserted the code as Ubuntu, and under Vagrant one file I have inserted the code as CentOS.
You have public network?
Yes, public network.
Then it should work. Maybe you can try rebooting, or you can try halt and up, or destroy and up. Vagrant destroy or vagrant halt. Halt is to stop.
Okay.
Destroy is to remove the VM. And again, if you say up, it will
Okay.
come up.
Okay, we'll try.
So we were basically seeing the sample YAML file, right? Last time we have hosts. We are trying to install HTTP on all the machines, right? Today, so once we install HTTP, we'll also get a service called HTTP, right? So basically trying to install HTTP, install the package. This is the first step that we completed. Right? Next step is to start the service. Next step is to copy the configuration file. Right. Third step, copy some image. So this we'll see how to do that. So we have tasks, name, install HTTP package. This is just like a description. You can give anything. Then here the module name is yum. Name is httpd state equal to install. Now we'll give another one name, start the service on agent. So I'll just say the module name is service, name is httpd, state is equal to running, or I'll say started. Then name, we want to copy the template. Let us say copy the template. Here the module name is template. Source is let us say etc Ansible playbooks index.html. Right, then destination is equal to let's say var www.html. index.html. Right. So this is the playbook. Right, we're trying to install a package, start the service, and copy a file. Right, so I'll copy a file here, index.html, or rather copy from hello world. Okay. So this is a sample YAML file. So we have hosts, we are installing a package, we are starting the service, and we are copying the template. The template has hello world that has to be copied to a remote machine, right? So if I run this, there's a module called setup. By default, it gets executed every time. It will gather the facts. Okay, we'll see facts. So basically there are 4 tasks, out of which 2 are changed. What is it? Package was already installed, so it did not do anything. It says package is already installed. Then it started the service and it copied the template. So when you say when something is changed, it will be in yellow. If something is already installed or already started, it will not do anything. It will be in green, right? So these are the tasks which are completed. So for the first time, it will gather the facts. Facts are nothing but the variables about the system, information about the agent. Okay, so if I go to the agent and see service HTTPD status, inactive. So it started. Let's stop it and try to start it again. So with the playbook, this should start. This is inactive. So this should be running. So the desired state of the process is running, and the package service name is HTTPD, and we have to also copy the file which is in etc Ansible playbooks index.html, right? So when I run it again, oh, it says state equal to running is deprecated. Please use state equal to started. That's what we used it earlier. So let us see if this started.
So I think it should be restarted. If you do the restarted, then it's going to restart it.
Oh, no, this is fine. Started is fine. Let me see. Because this is not in the started state, right? So we don't have to stop and restart it.
I think started, maybe just check if the state is started or not. I don't know. It might be wrong. But
Yeah, let me see once again. Agent, this is right. And let me remove and reinstall. Maybe some problem with some packages corrupted or something.
yeah, try the option restarted, see if that helps. Yeah.
Okay, it's not running on this machine because at least something would have changed. Let me see what is the problem. 10.10.0.41 is the agent. Web servers. Okay. Problem is the IP address are not changed properly. See, this is agent IP address, which is 10.0.0.41. I think I have given this wrongly. This has to be here. This has to be here. That's why it is running on the same machine. This should be 137. This should be 41. Same way on the agent, I need to interchange 137. It should be 41. It was running on the same machine. It was running on the master. Now let us try Ansible playbook sample.yaml.
the file that you opened, is that Ansible host file, or because you mentioned IP address and the fully qualified name? So
This is host file, etc host file,
EDC host file, not Ansible host file. No.
not Ansible host. Ansible host is fine. Problem was with etc host file.
EDC host file.
Okay, now it installed the package, it started the service, and it copied the template. Now if I see the service status, it will be running. It is running. Earlier package was not installed, now it is installed. Now if I go ahead and open the web page, so this is like setting up HTTP server, right? If I go ahead and check the web page, it says hello world, because this is what we have given in, this is what we have transferred to where www.html, right? So when we install HTTPD and when we start the service and when we copy the package to where www.html index.html, so it is like deploying a web server. So whatever is there in the index.html, that will be displayed on the console, right? Now let us say if I want to change something, if I want to deploy something else, so I'll go to index.html and change something. And again, I'll just execute the playbook. So package is already installed. It says package is already installed. Then service is already started. Then it will just copy the file from master to agent, right? Changed equal to 1 means only one task is executed. I mean, all the tasks are executed. Only one task is actually changed on the agent. Now, if we just refresh the page, we'll have the content changed, right? Now let us say I want to display a image on my website. This is like on all 100 machines I want to display image. So here we use something called template module. Here we need to use something called copy module, right? So what is copy? So let us go to same playbook, sample.yaml. So here we use the template. Template is for copying the text files. Now we need to copy non-text file which is like an image, right? So copy the image and the model name is copy. Source is equal to etc ansible playbooks, let us say cloud.png. Destination is equal to www.html. So this file has to be available in the source path. From here we need to copy. So I think I have one cloud PNG. I'll copy here. So this is available in the master. Now it has to be copied to the agent. And then if you refresh the page, that will show up on the console, right? So let us run it again. Image is copied. Let me see if the image is copied properly or not. Where restarting is not required. Let me see. Let's see if I change something index.html, it's displaying again. Template is modified. Okay, this is getting reflected. I think there is some problem with the browser. Really, this should work. Putting image on the console. Okay, I'll try that. Maybe some problem with the HTML page. Okay, so this is how we deploy a web server to the agents, right? So we install the package, start the service, we copy the configuration file. Same is the case with SSH. Let us say you want to automate SSH. Then we install SSH package, we start the service, SSHD. Then we copy the configuration file, which is etc sshd underscore config. Then we restart SSH in the end, right? The same playbook we can write to install a package, start the service, copy the template from source to destination, and restart the process. Okay, is this clear? So let us see something else. So this is a file which will basically have, it will basically prompt for the variables. Something like you want to install a package, but we want to give that choice for the users to enter a package name, right? So let us say I want to install Telnet. Then if I just execute the playbook, it will ask which package you want to install. And if I enter Telnet, it will install the Telnet package. Or if you want to install SSH package, just run the playbook. It will ask which package you want to install. Then if you say SSH, it will install the package. So here we are using something called vars_prompt. And so basically we are taking input from the user and storing in a variable called package to install. And in YAML, we can use a variable like this. In 2 curly braces, we need to use something like in shell scripting we use with $. Here we need to use 2 curly braces to store that value. So this is like a placeholder. So here var underscore prompt is a keyword that will take input from the user. So here prompt install which package. So there will be a default package. If you don't select anything, just press enter, telnet will be selected. And that variable, that value will be stored inside a variable called package to install. And then in the tasks, we are actually installing this package. Here in yum package to install, state equal to latest. This will install the latest package from the repository, right? So let us try to run this. This will ask install which package. So let us say I'll just say httpd. So since Apache is already installed, it will not install. So it will internally just go and does yum install and package name, right? So here there are two tasks which are executed, but changed equal to 0. Nothing is changed. Here, so there is something called facts. This is a component of Ansible. This will be executed with every playbook execution. What is facts? Facts is Ansible. This has gathers information about the agent. So all the agent's information will be inside a component called facts. So this will be in terms of key value pair. Okay. So there is a way to get the facts for the machine. Let us say for the first time when Ansible is executed, it gathers the facts. So what are the facts? Facts are nothing but information about the agent. So what is the information? Something like what is the operating system it has, what is the RAM it has, so what is the CPU it has, what is the OS version, what is the file system it has. So everything about a machine will be maintained inside a component called facts. So we can extract the variables from the facts component for any agent. So for all the agents, master will execute facts and it will gather the information. So this facts we can disable also. For every time when we execute a playbook, facts will collect the data. So if we disable it, it will not collect. So there is a variable called gather underscore facts. By default, it is set to yes. If we by default this is yes. If we set to no, it will not collect the facts. So basically gather facts is nothing but collecting the information about the system. Logwatch is a package. Let us say we want to install Logwatch using interactive YAML. So how do we install this? Say Ansible playbook interactive.yaml and it will ask install which package. If you just type Logwatch, it will go ahead and install the Logwatch package. It will take that as input in the package to install variable, and yum command, yum module will be executed with that particular package name. Okay, so let us see if it is installed. So this package is installed, Logwatch with some version. So like this, any package can be installed using interactive.yaml. So we can take inputs from the user, we can process them, we can execute, we can use them inside the playbook using vars underscore prompt keyword. Vars underscore prompt name of the variable, then prompt. So this will be a message which will be displayed on the console, and we can display a default value. So if you don't enter anything, if you just press enter, this variable will be selected. So telnet package will be installed. Then in the task section, I have yum equal to package to install, state equal to latest. Okay. Is this clear? If agent is down, it will not see. Basically, when you're trying to run a playbook, it will contact the agent. If agent is down or has some problem, it will immediately throw error saying that there is a SSH connection issue. If agent is up only, then only it will collect the facts. Okay.
So what I mean by dependability, like it need SSH and port 22 to be open. Any other services or any other things it depend on?
No, Ansible for the from the installation perspective, it depends on Python and SSH package, and from execution perspective, it depends on SSH. That's all. We need to open the SSH port.
SSH,
So the communication between the master and the agent should work. So if that works, it will work.
So SSH and port 22, right? That's it.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Sometimes it also depends what version of OS. Like sometimes we have like older versions of CentOS or Ubuntu.
Yeah, it works on anything. If SSH communication is fine, it works.
Okay.
But maybe some complicated modules if you are using, and the master has Python version, latest version, Python version, and basic things work, but the agent has, let us say, very old Python, and maybe that time we may get some issues because of the compatibility. So basically, see internally what is happening. You're trying to execute something. It's a automation. So there is a Python script which is running in the background, which is like a module that will be executed on the remote node, and it will give the return status to the master. That's all. So if there is some incompatibility in the Python, it may fail. That too when you are using very complicated module, but in general everything works.
Okay, so so we can say that Python is one of the dependability, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
Python is properly installed. Is it a way to check if it's like properly installed or just grep just run that?
Sorry, what is the question?
Is there a way to check if the Python is properly installed?
Yeah, just type Python. It will give a prompt.
No, I mean if the proper version is installed. Comparison.
Yeah, see, it shows also version Python 2.7.5 installed.
Okay.
And you can just quit. You can just do Control D to come out.
Okay, but you said maybe 90% or 90% of the time it works, right?
Yeah, it works. It works most of the time. It works.
One more thing, I always forgetting about the Ansible on the Windows machine. Let's say if we have we're talking about all Linux. How is there a way to do the same thing on the Windows machine or for the Windows machine?
Yes. So Windows machine can be managed by Ansible. But Ansible cannot be we cannot install master on the Windows. So it can be a slave. Windows machine can be a slave, but it cannot be a master. So always master has to be a Linux machine. Okay,
so one of the agents can be a Windows machine. Yes. And on the Windows machine, it does need RDP. What port it need or what services?
It again uses Python to be installed on the Windows machine, and also it uses SSH. So both have to be installed, SSH and Python.
So SSH and Python need to be installed on the Windows machine, and then you can install whatever the installation package is available for those OS, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can we? I mean, I don't know if can we include that in one of the test cases? Because most of the servers are Windows, 80-90% in the environment. So I don't know if we can include that as one Windows machine as.
Yeah, most of the time machines are Linux machines in data center or in AWS. Most of the servers are Linux. I'm not sure how many or Windows. Anyway, I'll try. I don't have the Windows machine right now, but anyway, let me see. So we have something called tags as well, right? So let us say I have a program of 100 lines, right? So in that there are multiple tasks. So I just want to execute a part of it. Right? I don't want to execute every entire program. I just want to execute, let us say, 10 lines of the program. So for that we have something called tags. We can tag the program. We can tag the playbook. So in a playbook, let us say there is task 1, task 2, task 3, right? So I can create tags for each of the tasks. Let us say I call task 1 as tag 1. I call task 2 as tag 2, right? So when I execute playbook with the hyphen tags as tag 1, only one task will be executed. This particular task will be executed. So that is tags. So basically to execute a part of the program, right? So here we can also loop through the items. Let us say you want to install some 100 packages, right? So how do we install 100 packages? So we write the tasks. In the task, write something like hyphen name, install first package. Then we write something like module name. Name is equal to http package 1. Let us say for example. Then state equal to installed. Right. So let us say if I want to install 100 packages, I need to repeat this step 100 times. Right. Like this, I need to repeat this step 100 times to install 100 packages. So instead of that, if there is a way, something like a for loop, wherein I can loop through all the packages and install one by one, that's easy, right? So if you have 10 packages, you have to write 10 tasks. Instead of that, there is something called with underscore items. So this is like a loop wherein we can just specify the packages, right? So Ansible will internally loop through each item and it will perform the operation based on the requirement. So we don't have to write the tasks every time. We can use a variable called with underscore items. So this is like a loop. It will loop through the items and install the packages or perform the operation, whatever we specify, right? So let us try that. We haven't, okay, tags. In tags, so I have two tasks. One is the other is this thing, right? So the first one is install some packages, right? But I want to install them inside in a loop, not one by one. So I'm using something called with underscore items. So this is a loop, right? There are 3 packages inside it which will be executed. And here we need to use a variable. So how do we loop? So there is something called item. So here item is a variable and it will be called every time inside a loop with all these packages, right? So first logwatch will be installed, http install, then TigerVNC will be installed. So this is inside a loop, right? Then I'm tagging each task. So first task is install the package. Second task is just verify, right? Verify if the package is installed properly. So when I execute this, task will be executed with yum install logwatch, yum install httpd, yum install TigerVNC, and next thing is just verify. So here I'm using a module called raw. So this will just check whether HTTP package is installed and will redirect it to package.log. So here also I have created the tags. What are the tags? First tag is packages, second tag is verification. So if I just execute with tag packages, it will only execute this part. And if I execute tag with verification, it will only execute this part, right? So only part of the program will be executed. So here we have two things. One is with underscore items, the other is the tags. Okay, so let us try to execute Ansible playbook tags.yaml, and here I'll just say -tag as packages. Need to give, sorry, not packages. What is the name? Packages, spelling is wrong. Help page. -tags. So only first part will be executed, which is like installing the packages. So in the installing the packages, we have with_items. With_item is installing the packages one by one. So it gathered the facts, then it is trying to install the package. It says these three packages are installed. Logwatch, HTTPG, Tiger VNC. These are some of the packages. So we can just check if their packages are really installed. Package is installed, Tiger VNC, right? So this way we can execute only part of the program if we tag that task, and also we can use with_items, which is like looping through the packages, right? So we install the package. Now there is a verification task. If we execute the verification task, is to install the packages. So we loop it through the items and install one by one, and we used a variable called item. Second task is to check whether HTTP is installed. So there is a module called raw. So this raw will be executed as it is, in the sense there are three modules: raw, shell, and command, right? So command, directly if you use command, this greater than won't work, right? So if you want to use something where you are doing some redirection, there we need to use something called raw. Okay, so there are three modules: command, to execute any command on the remote node, right? So command is to execute a command, but redirection won't work by default. Shell is to have some environment variable, something like you are setting up something, you want to export a variable inside the shell. So that time command will not work or raw will not work. We have to use something called shell. So raw is a module where if you want to redirect, right? So if you just say lsf and lrt redirect to a file. So this for performing this kind of tasks, we use raw module. Command also works. Directly it will not work. We have to use something called bash -c, then something like this. But in this scenario, any redirection or anything is there, it's better to use raw module. Okay. So this raw module, what it will do, it will execute this particular command, mlist installed. This will list all the installed packages. Okay. Then from that is grepping HTTP. So it will check whether HTTP is installed or not. If HTTP is installed, it will give an entry and that will be written to package.log. So let us just redirect this to temp and see whether this package will be created with this execution. Right? On the agent, if I execute temp package.log, nothing is there, there is no file. Now if we execute this playbook with tasks as verification, tags as verification, it should create a file with HTTP entry. Okay, something is changed. So let us say if we just open this, yes, all the HTTP entries are grepped and a file is created. When is that created? So just now, before few seconds, a file is created. So this way we can execute a part of the program. First thing. Second is we can loop through the items. Is this clear? So here we are trying to execute something on the agent, installing the package, starting the service, copying the configuration file because of any reason, right? So you want to modify something, you want to deploy website to 500 machines, right? So how do we do that? We use modules like package, service, and then template and copy, right? Template will copy the text file to the agent. So how does it internally template works? Template will basically check the difference in the files between the master and the agent, and if they are different, then only it will copy, otherwise it will ignore, right? And second thing is interactive YAML. Basically this is to execute something interactively. So we want to give option to user to enter something, right? And then we have also something called tags to execute a part of the program. We don't want to execute the entire program, we just want to execute a part of it, right? And also we have something called with underscore items, wherein we can have a list of items and we can process through them. What is the variable we need to use? Item. So how do we use a variable inside a YAML? With double curly braces enclosed. Is this clear? Any questions in today's class? Okay, so I said by default Ansible executes everything parallelly, right? So it is parallel execution. If you have 500 machines also, on all 500 machines, the execution will be parallel. So immediately the playbook execution will start parallelly on all the machines. So because of any reason, let us say I want to perform one by one. I want to check, ensure that on first nodes it is completed, on second nodes, then it started on second. So there is a keyword called serial. If we include that inside the playbook, the execution will be serial. Otherwise, the execution will be parallel, right? So to demonstrate this, I need to have multiple agents, right? So if I have only one agent and one master and one agent, it will be always, I cannot show whether it's serial or parallel, right? So I need to have one master and two agents, right? So then we can check whether the particular playbook is executed parallelly or serially, right? So let us bring up another instance. So by default, the execution in Ansible is parallel. If we want to make it serial, we need to use a keyword called serial inside the playbook. So this is Ubuntu machine. So let us get this running. And if I get this running and we will add this to Ansible master. So we have one master and two agents, and then we'll try to execute a playbook on both the agents and see how what is the difference between serial execution and parallel execution, right? Are you following up? See, basically it's like something we are doing on the agents, right? Deploying a website on all 100 machines. The index.html is nothing but a file which whenever we change something on the index.html, that will be displayed on the web page, right? Hello world we have seen here, right? What is this? This is a web page. So by default, what is the port it is listening? Anybody? What is the port by default it is listening on? Yes, it is 80. So by default, HTTP listens on port called 80. Oh, okay, I think I got the problem now. So here we are giving index.html. So everything from index.html will be displayed here. If you want to display something, we need to have a entry in the index.html. Let us say we have given cloud.png image here to be displayed, but index.html has hello world. That's why it was not displaying anything. So let us just change something that will display the playbook. So we should have something called index.html entry. One moment, let me. So here I have something called index.html.j2. Let me move that to index.html. So I have this index.html. This is something like HTML page, right? I want to display something on the website and I want to have a HTML page, like something like header and some rows, some web page name, Ansible demo, let us say, and then I'll write something like welcome to Ansible or something. Then I also want to display my cloud.png as a logo on my website, right? So this is my index.html. I'll execute Ansible playbook sample.yaml, and this will go ahead and refresh. It will deploy it to website, and here I should have now welcome to Ansible as the heading, and also it should show me the cloud.png, which is my logo, right? If I just refresh Ansible demo, welcome to Ansible demo. This is what is the header which we have asked to display, and this is the Ansible demo. This is the cloud.png which I copied, right? So any image which you want to display on your website, we can just download and copy it to etc Ansible directory, and then we can give it here. So that will display that particular thing on the console. Is this clear? Is this clear? Okay, so let me see if I have running. So this is Ubuntu client. So let me see if it is installed. So what is the IP address? This I want to add it to my master. So let me go to master and add in etc host. It's already added, so fine. This is agent 2. Now let me see if it's enabled. Simply I give some command that will be executed, so it's working. So now let us add this second agent to our inventory file. How do we add? So there is agent. Now I'll also say agent 2. So now I have 2 machines in my group web servers. Now if I execute, let us say we'll execute serial, right? So here I'll say serial is equal to 1. I'll tell you what is the difference between 1 and 2, and here host is web servers, right? And tasks is name sleep for 5 seconds. This is just the sleep command. It will sleep for 5 seconds, right? So shell execute a command using shell module. So bin sleep 5 seconds. So it will sleep for 5 seconds. So let us just execute and see. So this will be executed on both the machines. If you see, it will execute on the first machine once. It will sleep for 5 seconds. Then it will execute on the second machine. Then it will sleep for 5 seconds. This is serial execution, right? If I remove that serial keyword, the execution will be parallel, right? So this is parallel. So let us execute the same for web servers group. Here I don't have serial keyword, so now the execution will be parallel. We'll see what is the difference. If you see this task, gathering facts will be executed one by one, but this particular task will be executed at a time. Right? You can see the difference between the serial and parallel execution. There, it waited for 5 seconds on first node, then it went to the second node. See, it's executed sleep on the first node, then it executed sleep on the second node. Whereas here, it executed sleep on both the machines at the same time. So by default, Ansible communication is parallel, and if you want to have it serially, then we need to have serial communication this way. Serial equal to 1 indicates on each machine execute serially. Right? So let us say I have 4 hosts, 4 machines, and if I give serial equal to 1, what happens? On 4 hosts it will be executed one by one. 4 times it will be executed. So basically if I want to sleep for 5 seconds, in the sense the command sleeps for 5 seconds, so the total execution time will be 20 seconds, more than 20 seconds, because facts gathering also will take some time. Now let us say I want to execute on 2 machines at a time. I have 4 hosts. Right? On 1 and 2 I want to execute parallelly, and on 3rd and 4th I want to execute parallelly. But 1 and 2 will be executed first, then it has to come to 3 and 4. So if we give serial is equal to 2, so this task will be executed on 2 nodes at a time. So if you have 4 hosts on 1 and 2, it will be executed first, but on 1 and 2 it will be parallel, and it will come to 3 and 4 next, and on 3 and 4 it will be parallel. Is this clear? But mostly what we use is parallel communication.
So you're saying if we say serial equal to 2, it will run on 2 hosts parallel only, right? And then wait,
Right.
and then so in 2, 2, 2, right?
Yes. So if you have 6 hosts, 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, it will execute that order. So if you give serial equal to 4,
Yeah.
it will give, if you have 8 hosts, so on first 4 hosts it will be parallel. After
Okay.
first 4 hosts are completed, then it will go to 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it will be parallel.
Okay. Sure. Thanks.
Right. So today we have seen deploying a website, deploying a Apache web server, HTTP web server. So basically we copied the package, started the service, and we have also copied a template on the web page, and also we have copied an image. So we should have something called index.html, which will have entry about the cloud. So then only it will copy that to, then only it will display on the console, right? And something like this. So where www.html is the default page, where the whatever we have given in the master will be copied to index. So if you have 500 machines, on 500 machines, if you want to display a welcome message, how do? We copy that index.html to master, and we use template module to copy that same file to all 500 machines. So any 500 machine, if you open using IP or the host name, it will display the welcome message and it will show the Ansible logo, right? And interactively we can work, we can ask the user to enter something using vars_prompt keyword, and we can use tags, which is like executing a part of the program, and also we can have a serial execution. By default it is parallel execution, but if you want to have a serial execution, we need to use a keyword called serial, right? So let us say I want to have a debug enabled while executing the playbook. Right? So how do we enable debug? So very simple, just execute Ansible playbook -v, V for verbose. So this will give some more messages on the screen. If something is going wrong, or if you want to find out what is happening, we can execute this V. Or if you want some more debug, -vv. This will give little more debug and it will show the execution flow, what is happening and all the stuff it will show, right? Or if you want little more debug, and this is like highest level of debug, if you want to know what is happening internally, how the things are called, we can use -vvv. This is like verbose, highest verbose mode. Okay, is this clear? Any questions from today's class? Maybe you can practice, and when you are practicing for the first time, there will be a lot of issues with respect to indentation, right? So you need to follow the indentation exactly to make it working. One space difference here and there will throw error, because Ansible follows indentation, because Python also follows indentation, Ansible also follows indentation.